What's up, guys? Today is Friday. Finally, Friday. No, don't adjust your phone or TV or computer. It's smoky, foggy. It's because it's hot, humid as hell. Snap on Friday. Let's go. Come on. Put y'all in front of the vents. It's so humid. Y'all can't see. It's like y'all got cataracts. It's so humid out there. Look at there.
That cleared it right up, didn't it?
Like a brand new one.
You got on the truck, I think I had the smoke machine set up or something.
If that tells you right there how hot it is for your lens
walk outside and the camera
to
fogs
steam up.
Because it's hot and it's thick.
And bad humid.
I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about the air's thick.
So you'll have to show everybody what I done to your pliers a while ago.
Oh yeah, with the tub of towels.
Yeah. Like everybody always thinks I joke and, you know, like, oh, they can't work as good as he acts.
Everybody says tub of towels, or everybody knows Clay uses tub of towels. These pliers right here has been from day one that anytime you can ask Clay, if I swap out the hog grain or if I have to have pliers for anything on the truck, this is the ones I grab. 5 years I've been sitting here. Clay rubbed on them for 5 seconds, just on one spot, with a used tub of towel. That wasn't a new one, that was a used tub of towel.
Get one of the new ones over there out of that box.
Finish it up to see.
So I gave Hamilton a tub of towels so he could try them and see. Because y'all can see how grungy.
Yeah, they
pretty bad shape.
They bad, because just wiping down at one time right there.
Well, it's hard to do, ain't it?
Now I know why everybody don't do it. No.
I'm serious, man. It takes no time to do that. But I'm definitely a believer of them jokers right there.
Yeah, that right there. I'll tell y'all a story real quick. Clay's brother just left, and he seen it, and he was shocked by it. He wanted to know if it'd clean off his exhaust pipe on his truck. His truck don't look nothing like Clay's.
He's got a pretty new 6.7 Power Stroke.
Yeah, nice looking truck. But he went out there with the used tub towel.
The same one.
Same one we use on this. Wiping the exhaust pipe, and it's back shiny again. Yeah. He was shocked. I was shocked. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think it was gonna clean that exhaust pipe off.
Man, I haven't seen a thing that they don't clean yet.
Yeah.
That's like some kind of a glue or something you got on them. But it come right off.
That's years of grease and sitting right here. I mean, think about all the tubes of grease and
but look how well that works. You get back started on the other side. Do that plastic handle. It'll show you how easy it is on that. That's pretty real.
Everybody might ask, well, I got one grinded down for you. Never know you need to punch or chisel.
Oh me, yeah, they work good.
Everything that is not getting off is what's embedded in the cuts. And it's still getting a lot of that off too.
So my brother has never been on a snap-on truck. Never seen a snap-on truck.
First time I've ever met him, and I've known Clay for a long time now.
And he come up here to bring a pump for his tractor so we can get it rebuilt for him. And anyway, long story short, he was talking about, what was he wanting, a pair of cutters, wasn't it? Those Knipex bolt cutters.
Yeah.
So we come on here and I showed him a pair of Knipex. Like Hamilton didn't have to do nothing but just sit back on this deal.
I did. I just sit back and let them two talk. And Clay was like, you need these right here?
Yeah.
Well, this is what we showed them. Of course, these are the small ones. Yeah. The KNX 7101 160. These are the small ones. And he's looking for the ones that's about this length. Of course, these ain't bolt cutters. There's just some side cutters. And
I said, you need a pair. It was the 250 millimeter like this. These are the 300s. That's how you can tell the last number. But I said the 250s are the ones that I use all the time. They're my favorites. I showed them to him how they worked and this and that. And then he was talking about changing the oil filter on his lawnmower. And I said, well, you need to get you one of these Blue Point oil filters that's got these little teeth welded in them. That's the best oil filter wrench ever made. He said, all right, give me one of them. And then he was talking about stripping wire. No, he was playing with those.
He just picked these up.
I said, no, you don't need them. You need the snap-on ones. So I pulled them out. He started playing with them. He said, all right, I'll get them too.
The whole time talking about how he broke and stuff, but everybody knows I ain't never met a coon that was broke. All of them got the correct change.
Son, you've lost your mind.
That's why Thomas, you say you got that correct change. So
that's what everybody thinks. I don't know why y'all keep thinking all that. It looks like somebody figured it out one day.
Look at it.
You're gonna end up cleaning all the tools now. You'll have to.
They make them match.
They look terrible now.
I get Thomas come over one day and he'd just open the drawer up and he'd have a conniption fit. He had to clean all of them then.
That's the way I am. If one of them's bad, I gotta clean them all or they won't look bad. You need to work on this joker.
This one need more than a cleaning. This is one. I think everybody's seen this a couple weeks ago.
You're gonna have to pressure wash that to start with.
I've been meaning to take it out and soak the head in some transmission fluid, see if it'll help it out some.
Yeah.
Now would be a good time to do it since I got
that snap ring out and clean it out.
Yeah.
Cause I'm gonna say it's probably got some red sand down in it.
I got something in there.
Yep.
Rough on the poor tool.
I'm gonna say if you clean that up and it looked new again, Tubby Towels will probably sponsor you. Be like, hey, send that Snap-on man a thing of Tubby Towels.
Yeah, we'd have to do some video editing.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could get it. It'd look brand new after a few minutes of editing a video.
They can't clean scratches and dents and dings off, but they'll get the dirt off of it and the grease off of it for sure. Well, everybody liked your story last week about
our Vegas trip.
The Vegas trip.
Yeah.
So we may have to start a woman's WWE. We'll have your wife as the superstar.
Yeah, I know there's one of the other Snap-on guys. He sent my wife a message on Facebook. He thought it was hilarious.
Did you see Herschel actually sent me a message and he said, just for the record, I don't have to call to get these right angle impact or the right angle grinders. I thought that was funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good story. So y'all need to put y'all some GoPros on next time y'all go out there and wear them the whole week. And bring it back and let me edit the video for you.
I told my wife that on the airplane ride back. I said, from now on, I said, when you go somewhere, I'm going to get one of them GoPros either mounted around your head with the headband or on your chest. That way we got video evidence of everything that
just
goes
walk
on.
around and be like, I dare you to do this, I dare you to do that.
We start our own YouTube channel.
Yeah. Be all kind of felonies committed. Ain't that what it was going to be, a felony because she pushed
assault.
that guy?
Yeah.
That'd be bad. Be sitting in prison and be like, what are you in here for? Well, I killed 3 people. What are you in here for? Well, I robbed a bank. What about you? I pushed a guy in a pool.
Hardcore felon right there. Now.
That's it. Oh, me.
Can't take her nowhere.
Pitiful. Man, you about sold out of everything, ain't you?
I have been. This week I've been super busy. So I had a big parts wash on here at the beginning of the week. Sold that Tuesday to a motorcycle shop.
Yeah.
Got a big cabinet parts washer if somebody needs. Clay, you need that. You can put a whole engine in it.
No. Now, if I can't clean it with Tubby Towels, I'm going to send it somewhere else.
You can throw Tubby Towels in there with it too.
Let them spin around.
Yeah.
I know they were to sell the juice that comes in that Tubby Towels that solution.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine how good that would work on super bad stuff where you could spray it on and then take a brush?
That would be a good idea right there. If somebody from
Tub Towels needs to pay attention to that, don't they?
Yeah.
It'd be
even if it's concentrate, just add a little bit of water to it or whatever you got to do.
Yeah,
that'd be a good idea.
You could spray it on, say, like an engine, and then just take a brush and hit it with a brush.
Even
be good as new.
Yeah.
Speaking of brushes, you got one.
Maybe a 3M. Like a plastic roll-lock, cleaning aluminum with or whatnot.
What's the difference? You got some green ones and some yellow ones.
The one of them is tougher than there's white ones also. I may have the white ones back there. I'd have to check and see.
Were they just like coarser or something?
Yeah, one of them's a little coarser than the other ones. I think the white is the finest ones, I believe.
I know you got a lot of, you've always kept roll-lock pads. Of course, these are the greatest inventions.
Yeah.
That's ever been made.
Yeah, green is the coarse, yellow is medium, and white is the fine ones.
So explain to everybody, because I guarantee you there's some folks on here that don't even know about the flat disc. And you're about the only one around here that sells the flat disc. So everybody comes to Hamilton to get the flat discs.
You can get them in 60, 80, 120, and 40. 40, 60, 80, and 120.
Yeah.
Little flat disc.
And there's some guys that probably ain't never seen these before. And there's some guys I guarantee he's used them.
Yeah.
But them things work
Here's
really
a 40.
well.
I was trying to see where I had a 120 or something so you could see the difference.
That's the 60.
That's a 60. And here's a 40. I mean, you can see a difference in it right there.
But you got and it's funny too, because you got a bigger selection of like roll-lock attachments than all the stores even carry around here.
Yeah, well, a lot of people go to Napa and stuff because they bring them to you. They get them like 4-packs or 5-packs. But even if like a 5-pack of the 2-inch roll-lock is $20 at Napa.
Yeah, these.
And that's $4 a piece. I sell them for $2 a piece.
And you got all kind of different.
Yeah, we sell.
That's the 3-inch.
A bunch of roll-lock pads. We sell a lot of consumable stuff, period, with the pig mat or which I ain't had the paper towels in a while. I usually keep a roll of them up here, but I'm out of them up here too.
Now these, what's the deal with that?
Well, a lot of guys use these with their beginning their clean on some of the engines. Of course, they're steel engines, not no aluminum block or aluminum heads or anything on the steel to get it started, to get it going. Or I got some guys that buy these in the 2-inch and also in the 1-inch at tire shops when they're cleaning off around lug nuts and stuff. Which we have the hub scrub, which I ain't got one at the moment. The hub scrub is the same exact material with a hole in it, and then go over the lug nuts.
Cool.
And but of course, a lot of vehicles nowadays don't have lug nuts. They got lug studs from the outside, and so they just use them to clean off the.
See, like a smart man, what he'll do.
By a 3-inch.
Yeah, I might not should tell my secrets what way it works. But you take a 3-inch, because you always wire it down around the edge.
You never use the center.
Yeah, this part will be brand new even when it's wore out. But you'll wire it down to the 3-inch hits the plastic part that holds it on
this part right here.
Yeah, the holder. Like you'll wire it down to the 3-inch touches it.
Yeah.
And then you can trim it off and put it on a 2-inch holder, and you get double the life out of your roll-locks.
And
that's from being cheap.
I got one guy, the older gentleman, got a shop. He has the 3-inch pads, the 2-inch pads, and the 1-inch pads. He got 3.
So he'll use his 3 times.
All the way down.
See, I just got the 2-inch.
His is all air. He don't have any cordless stuff that I'm aware of. He just uses all air. Of course, the guy's like 84 years old, still working every day.
Man, I need to get me a 1-inch holder.
Yeah.
I could triple the life of them.
I mean, that's what he does. He uses them until they're all the way down to the 1-inch. He asked one day about a 1/2 inch one. I was like, they don't have no 1/2 inch ones.
But it works. I mean,
Yep.
you'll get double the life out of it. Of course, you got to have a pretty stout, you know, grinder to turn the 3s to get the RPMs like you do out of the 2s.
Yeah, like I said, well, his is all air, and he don't swap the bits out. He got 3 die grinders.
That's what I got.
3
I got
90s
2.
and 3 straights.
That's what I got. It's 2
Yep.
90s, and I just swapped
Just
unplug
one
them and
to
plug
the
the
next.
next one in.
Time is money.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people's like, well, it don't take long to swap it over. Well, it does by the time you walk back to your box and clean it up, put it back up, and everything else.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm just lazy. Like,
Yeah.
that's the whole reason. Like, now I will trim it down because it only takes a second to do that, but
Yeah, and the 3-inch cost, still, I sell them for $2 a piece.
you don't really even have to trim it. Like, by the time it hits the edge of the
You put it on the 2-inch, and it'll take care of
3-inch,
itself.
you put it on the 2-inch, and she's just about right.
Yep,
So,
it'll take care of itself then.
well, that's tight, but I mean, it works. Ain't
Yeah,
that
well,
neat?
I mean, like you said, the middle of them is always brand new. There might be a little bit of grease or oil or
Dirt
something
and
inside
stuff,
it,
yeah.
but the abrasion part of it's still there, and as soon as you use it, I mean, you're cutting down whatever you need to cut down.
That is being tight, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way it is. So,
My box, I just used the 2-inch. I ain't got the room in my box to have the 3 and everything, but it is a good idea though.
it works. Do you have a 24 millimeter, one of those O2 sensor sockets?
At 24.
Yeah. Yeah, I may have to try some of these plastic brushes. So the yellow's the medium grit.
Yellow's the medium. And what got me started on these, because like I said, I always sold the blue up there. Which I ordered them a few times for one of my shops in Iuka that does a bunch of LS stuff, all the aluminum heads and everything.
Yeah.
But what made me start keeping them, I stop at detail shops too, and they use these cleaning carpets or cleaning headliners and seats and stuff like that, because obviously you don't want to put that on
Yeah, I
carpet
could
'cause
see
it'll tear
you
it up.
spray a little soap down and
A lot of them
put
use
that on there. And,
purple power or the main green or something.
yep.
But that way it, I guess I might bear down on it sometime. I don't know. I ain't sit there and watch them do it, but I pay attention.
Yeah.
I know though. But you know, that'd get something out of.
Absolutely. Seats or whatever.
Let's see what we got on the.
Yeah, you wouldn't ever think by looking at the outside of my pickup that I like my tools and stuff to be as clean, but
No?
like I've always been that way though. Like, you know, paint, it ain't never been
Just
on a
truck.
vehicle. Yeah, you know, that's never been a thing for me. It's, does it run good? Does it stop good? Does the AC and heat work? That's kind of the priorities that I put everything in.
AC and the stopping good would be the most important to you. You know, we're gonna take a long time to get there, but these idiots around here driving, you gotta be able to stop fast.
But I've never been like a paint guy. I've never let paint worry me. You know, it's like that old 90 model Ford I got. I wouldn't be afraid to drive that truck to California.
That truck runs
That
good.
truck's perfect.
We took it to lunch a few times. That truck runs very good.
But now it's terrible looking. Like it's rust.
Yeah.
I mean, it's surface rust. There's no deep rust. Of course,
Yeah.
you know, it don't have many miles on it. It's just rusty.
That's the one we did the giant force burnout in back here.
Yeah. It's stout. Look at there. Williams brand vice grips instead of the Snap-on brand.
There's a reason for that too.
I know you can't really say nothing bad about Snap-on's stuff because that's how you make your living, but I can say it. Their vice grips ain't worth a damn.
Well,
Like
you see
nothing.
yeah. Do you see any of them up there?
Yeah.
You got some of the Blue Point ones, which these are they ain't bad, and the Williams ones, which I mean they're not bad either. They're okay, but I mean it's hard to beat the Irwin vice
It
grip.
is. Man, they had it perfect, you know.
And we sell the big kits, the Irwin, like 8 or 10 of them in the pack.
Mm-hmm. They're good. I can't believe as much as Snap-on's about quality and
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
with the
tools being the best of the best that they can build them, while they haven't
done something
Like
with the
that's
vice
probably
grips.
Snap-on's weakest link right there is their vice grips.
Yeah.
Like everything else is. Like I can't say specifically, hey, this brand socket's going to work better than a Snap-on or this brand screwdriver because they're all good.
Yeah.
But now, their
Vice
vice grips suck.
I ain't gonna lie about it. I'd say it. I mean, you can ask Clay. When's the last time you seen some Snap-on vice grips up there?
Yeah. I don't understand why they don't have a better.
I warranted one out this week.
They own Snap-on owns Williams, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they would get Williams to make their vice grips in.
Really?
Because those don't even look like the Snap-on ones.
I warranted one out this week. I can't even find it now. Oh, there it is, right here. The guy lost it.
Lost it.
And then he found it, and I don't think he lost it. I think he threw it.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to mine. They got throwed.
Yeah. You can see the teeth is wore out.
Mine would always wear the teeth out, and then they would come unlocked.
Yep. Well, that's why I tried to push it because I mean, he walked out there and clamped them and just pushed on it, and they popped right loose. That's I was not no good, and we swapped them out with some Williams ones. And
I don't know. I know mine was very disappointing. Like when a $5 or $6 pair of vice grips would hold were the Snap-on ones.
Yep.
You know, it was disappointing. That's all I can say. It's just disappointing. I guess Snap-on said don't use vice grips. We make other tools for other stuff where you got to use vice grips.
Wrenches and pliers and everything else.
That's your last resort tool.
Well, here's the Irwin one right here.
Yeah. Those are, it's hard to beat them.
Yep.
The way they lock, they just work.
Let's see if we got one here, because Snap-on ain't got a 24 or a 15/16. I tell you what this really is. And a lot of people think it's oxygen sensor socket, but that's not what it is. It's for aircraft landing gear. It's one of them things, doing a sock order one day and opened it up. And I thought it was an oxygen sensor socket. I mean a wrench. I put it up here and didn't think nothing about it. And typed it in one day, don't check the price for somebody. And like, I didn't know what. I ain't ordered, but of course you get random things every now and then. I mean it's heavy, but it don't feel as heavy as what it looks like though.
That's a weird shape, dude, ain't it? I can't believe you ain't sold that yet. Landing gear mechanics.
Landing gear socket wrench.
Hamilton's got one.
$113.
There you go. You probably sell it a little cheaper than that, I imagine.
Yeah, a lot cheaper.
As much demand as you got for it.
Let me see when I got this bad boy in here.
So if y'all need a landing gear socket wrench, and there's the part number. 3/8 drive on this side.
Over 2 years ago.
It's new old stock. It's almost vintage.
Get a vintage tag put on there.
That's it.
Oh yeah, 107 the page I was going for. Talking about vintage tag, I seen the vehicle the other day. I was like, that's just like my very first vehicle I ever drove, you know. Usually I don't feel old too much. Then when they passed me, I had a vintage tag, and I was like, damn, I'm getting old.
Well, you know what's sad is my Camaro, I could run an antique tag on it, but I just refuse to because that ain't cool, you know. That Camaro's still cool to me.
You still got it too in here.
It was bad as, like, I tried to give it to my son, you know. And I mean, it, like, all right, so everybody watching this, y'all probably thinking when I say my son didn't want it, it's a ragged out piece of crap that looks terrible. But it's totally the opposite. Like, the paint's still pristine on it. I mean, the car's perfect. But he's like, nah, that's too old. It's not cool.
All Clay's vehicles stay parked inside, or you got the main shop right here. This ain't where they say park there. He'll park his truck there every now and then, but they got other bays on the other side of the shop that different parts. And you can get what?
4 in that one side, yeah.
5, 6 vehicles in there all together. And I mean, he's liable to have 5 or 6 vehicles parked over there. Him and his wife and a couple boys, and they got 15 trucks sitting around here.
There ain't no shortage of nothing for us to drive.
And they all park inside too. So
yeah. So that's the secret though. Like, you can have a new vehicle, leave it parked outside, and it's trash. That sun's gonna kill it.
Yep.
But that Camaro is a '93 model. Well, it was bought in '93. It's a '94 year model. But like the paint, I mean, it's still as perfect and red as this right here.
It is.
You know,
interior looks dang good too.
You know, he's like, no, that thing's too old. That's a old. No, that thing's old. I don't want it. Which I mean, kids like when I was young, the old cars were the cool cars. You know, which I grew up in the '80s, so you know the cars from the '70s were, man, those were cool. You know, like the '70s Chevelles, and you know, and if you know, especially the late '60s. Like I remember one of my daddy's buddies had like a '68 Mustang.
Yeah. And
then another one of his buddies had like a '69 Charger, and another one had like a Camaro. And like, dude, those were the coolest cars like ever. Because you know, in the '80s, until the Fox Bodies Mustangs come out, that's about the coolest cars I can remember of the '90s. You know, because really the Mustangs weren't that pretty, and then of course Dodge didn't have nothing in the '90s. Other than, what was that like? No, it's like an Eagle Talon was probably the coolest car, you know, in the '90s. And
but
then,
now, if you look back and say you own the Eagle Talon, I mean, you just drop down a few points right there.
Then they come out with that body style Camaro. So I was like, ooh, like I love the way that Camaro looks. So I couldn't wait to get one. And then now my son's like, that thing's kind of old. I'm like, dude, that's what's cool. He's like, nah, that's kind of old looking.
But my kids, they, of course, we got my race car. Of course, my son, he wants to drive that. You know, of course, that ain't happening. And but I got a '68 Mustang sitting in my shop. I built my shop probably 2 years ago, so it's sitting there for 2 years. But the guy I got it from, his wife bought it one day. She's riding down the road and seen it that some guy had it for sale. Mm-hmm. She drove it for about 6 months and then went and bought her a brand new one. Ooh. Well, he was gonna make it to a race car. He pulled the engine and transmission out of it, and then he just parked it inside his shop, and it sit there for 13 years.
Golly.
So in the last 15 years, it's sat outside for maybe 3 months while I was having my shop built. And I wanted to fix it up and maybe drive it around, but I think I'm gonna sell it now. Both my kids arguing about both of them want to drive that. Mm-hmm. Of course, that ain't gonna happen. I mean,
my Camaro has never went to bed, and when I say went to bed, like stayed by itself outside overnight ever.
Yeah.
It's never ever spent a night outside. It's always been under a carport, a shed, or parked inside. You know. And I don't know, man. When you're a kid and you have to pay for stuff yourself, that makes a difference. So
that's what when I built my shop, where you've been there before, I got a big awning over the front. It comes out 20 foot. That's where I park my truck at now. I used to be able to park up in the carport, like my wife's car and my truck. But now my daughter's driving too, and we park her Jeep in the carport.
Yeah.
And because, like I said, you want to keep them covered. So if I want to get in my truck, I got to walk all the way out there to my shop and get in my truck.
It's funny too with that Camaro. It's never had a drink in it.
I didn't know that.
It's never been eat in. It's never had a drink.
We're gonna take it to lunch next week.
We can drive it, but it ain't never. It's never.
They said we ain't bringing no to-go cups.
Ain't having no to-go cups in there. But I don't know. I've always been picky.
It's
with
nice
it,
though.
But
inside and out.
I wanted one for a long time, and I thought it was super cool cars, but man, that like broke my heart. My kids in it.
I was about to ask you, did it hurt
cool.
your feeling? Did you?
He's like, no, Daddy, I don't want that car. I'm like, really? I've saved this car this long, thinking, you know, my son would probably want it because I could have sold it 50 million times, you know, because everybody that comes here, like, man, you want to sell that car? I'm like, no, I don't want to sell that car. Like, no. My grandkid might think it's cool. We'll skip a generation.
Before that, I was like, I'm gonna give it to my son one day. He's like, I ain't driving that junk.
That's right. Oh well.
But yeah, so my daughter, she of course got the vehicle she wants. She got her Jeep, and now my son, he's only, or he'll be 13 in a couple months. He's already looking at vehicles now. So he got ways to go. But he done told my wife the other day that he's gonna get my truck and I'm gonna have to find me something else. So like, that ain't happening.
He ain't gonna do none of that goofy stuff like just put the lift kit on the front of it.
No, he. Well,
that is the dumbest. Like, I know some people probably think it's cool.
No, it's not cool.
If you can only afford half a lift kit, just save your money to get it all. Like, just wait.
Yeah, he got in trouble the other day at school. He runs cross country with the high school. He's in 7th grade. He runs with the high school in cross country, and they one of them boys up there has a truck like that, and
them yee trucks.
Yeah. Well, my son asked him if his boyfriend liked it. Of course, I guess that hurt his feelings pretty bad. And so he went to the coach, and coach had to call me.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, well, how much trouble he in? And he's like, of course, coach, he's like, he didn't know, and he said, I had to call and tell you about it. He said, I thought it was pretty funny, though. He said, but I can't say that out loud. I said, all right, I appreciate it,
Yeah,
but I'll make sure he don't say that.
I'm not into those half-lifted trucks, like, at all. Like, boys are not supposed to squat. Like, that's just how it works. So.
I'm surprised he didn't ask him if he squatted to pee, or just because he squatted to pee don't mean the truck had to or something.
That's right.
You can never tell what's going to come out of a kid's mouth.
Absolutely. Well, I guess we're going to get in here in the sweatshop and finish the day out, so.
Don't get blown away out here today.
I know it. Tornadoes.
What, 2 of them already today?
Yep. All right, guys, so y'all have a great weekend, and hopefully y'all don't drink too much beer and try to stay in the air conditioner. So that's my plans for this weekend.
I'll be in the air conditioner all day tomorrow. My daughter got a volleyball tournament. So
volleyball. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Check down here. We got some cool tools, discount codes, all that good stuff. Click that subscribe button. It's free. Don't cost you a dime. Y'all guys have a great week, and we will catch y'all next time. See ya. It's hot. It's all steamy looking.